Good morning. It is Friday the 13th, August 13th, and it's Friday. Um, not really worried about it, just thought it was funny. Today, um, I'm reading in Matthew. I got done with the Revelations and I'm back in Matthew, and I'm on Matthew chapter, 7, and just happened to be right about the same time I needed to remember the plank in my own eye and remember the process. It's funny how, things always seem to work in giving me some kind of direction or there's no coincidences. you know, it happens too often. Um, how it works like that, I'm just blown away. How God brings these things to the forefront of my mind in the morning to where, I this is exactly what I should be talking about, and especially in the process of entering into a new transition of trying to figure out how I'm going to get outside of myself and start reaching out to others or just being there for others. It doesn't even mean I need to do anything outside of just, I don't know. I'm I, I'm in this thing to trust in God, and I don't really know how it all looks. What I am going to do is I'm going to share my process. I'm going to share the process of how he transforms me into whatever he's going to push me into or lead me into, and so it's exciting. I'm excited because I just get to sit here and be a part of it. God is literally um, he doesn't get old, and he's working in my life. He's working in all of our lives, um, and it's profound. I'm blown away this morning just thinking about how 18 months ago when the riots were going on, how I was uh, feeling this overwhelming feeling to get on Facebook and share my story. And at that time, the reason is because I thought that I was studying and researching what was going on with the government and all the corruptness, and I was like, I got to tell somebody, I got to shout from the rooftop that this is corrupt and this is happening. And I'm telling you, the time I'm spending studying here is about the same amount of effort, pretty much, pretty close. I just had more time, so I spent more time actually studying the government and studying all the corruptness because I had more time because I had multiple crews working, and I spent most of the day, not just the mornings, um, watching these videos, watching live videos of just endless crap, and I just sit here and I look back at and realize that all of that and how it led up to, um, it took almost a year to actually hit the full button on Facebook Live. I was practicing, through last year, just generally hitting Facebook Live for certain things, but never to tell my story like I was feeling led to do. And then when I did actually come to the point of doing it, I was at the end of myself, struggling um, with quitting weed and alcohol, and just literally like just crazy how and it was like this overwhelming feeling that I needed to pull this giant board plank out of my own eye. There's so many facets to that process. It's so many different things um, that death to self produced. I'm telling you, there's so many things. Like I'm still sitting here watching how God is using that to change my life. That He drastically, I I'm just blown away by all the things that he is doing because I was obedient to the point of death of my social life, of everything that I knew to be right and wanted to protect. And yeah, I still have my life, but it felt like I was dying to self, saying those things, and that process has changed my life. Um, Sorry to get off topic, but I guess it's not off topic, but it's as far as, I don't know how God's going to use me to help others, or if what's that whole even look like. I don't have a clue outside of the fact that I'm just in the last 3 months, 3.5 months, I've learned not to worry about how. Um, I'm learning very much so that I just need to trust him and just watch him work. And he's making moves. He's showing off. So I just want to read some verses. It's kind of funny how most of this stuff on this study was a lot to do with judging others. Because we like to, oh, I got this figured out, or I know this and you don't, and you're wrong, and you need to wake up and you need to realize you need to check yourself. You need to learn something. And it's really a judging of others. It's really, we're going to read some verses. Uh, Matthew 7, 1-5. Judge not, that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged. And with the measure, actually, I'm going to read out of my Bible because there's some other stuff on it. So it's chapter 7, Matthew. Judge not, that you be not judged. For with that judgment you judge, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but do not consider the plank in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me remove the speck from your eye, and look, a plank is in your own eye? Hypocrite. First remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. And I think this is something. This is also included in that same paragraph right after this, and it says, "Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you in pieces." That one, why that's in that paragraph, it seems kind of jumps out. I think there's something to trying to help others that are not of the brotherhood. And we're going to read some in here. That you don't want to try and encourage or help people with spiritual stuff that are not spiritual, because they'll judge you. I don't know. Anyways, so we don't need to read that. Be fair. Matthew 7:15, be aware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. You'll know these people, you'll know these false teachers, these false prophets by their fruits. James 4:11 and 12. Do not speak evil against one another, brothers. The one who speaks against a brother or judges his brother speaks evil against the law, and the judge is the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. There is only one lawgiver and a judge, he who is able to save and to destroy. But who are you to judge your neighbor? A lot of this trying to help somebody else pick the sawdust out of their own eye is really you judging them for their beliefs, their understanding, and trying to it correlates to judging others and their opinions and their walk or wherever they're at in their own life. Galatians 6:1. Brothers, if anyone is caught in any trespass or transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness. Keep watch on yourself, lest you too be tempted. I've read that many times, and a lot of times I always correlate to, um, whether it's drugs, alcohols, whatever, and just, catching a brother. But I think the key for this now is you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness. Keep watch of yourself, lest you too be tempted. I don't know. Let's see. Matthew 7:6. I already read that. That was the do not give dogs what is holy, and do not throw your pearls before pigs, lest they trample them underfoot and turn to attack you. Ecclesiastes 3:1-7. Everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill. A time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. I think that's really where, we don't know what time it is. We can think we know. But I think it's time to trust God, because he does know what time it is, and he will reveal it. If this earth it's time for this earth to go down the tribulation road, which very well it might be. There's nobody going to stop God from making that happen. Not left, not right. No matter what you think, if it's his time, then it's his time. 2 Timothy 4:2. Preach the word. Be ready in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, and exhort with complete patience and teaching. If there's anything that I'm feeling like I'm led to push into, is not my own opinion. If there's anything that I would like to stand on and share, it is the words and the scriptures that I'm reading in a daily fashion, that I'm studying, and how they're changing my life. And that is really where I find solid ground. Is my opinion is but my opinion, but the word of God is powerful, and it is written, and it is what it is. So you can't argue with it. You can, but you ain't gonna win. For what? 1 Corinthians 5:12-13. For what have I to do with judging outsiders? Is it not those inside the church from who you are to judge? God judges those outside. Purge the evil person from among you. I think this was the verse I was talking about do not cast your pearls among the swine. Do not, do not give dogs what is holy, and do not throw your pearls before pigs, lest they trample them underfoot. And this is the verse that I believe, for what have I to do with judging outsiders? That's the unbelievers. Is it not those inside the church whom you are to judge? And correct and admonish and exhort, teaching and helping with complete patience, and right. So, Romans 2:1-3. Therefore you have no excuse, O man, every one of you who judges, for in the passing judgment of another you condemn yourself, because you, the judge, practice the very same things. Right? We know that the judgment of God rightly falls on those who practice such things. Do you suppose, O man, you who judge those who practice such things and yet do them yourselves, that you will escape the judgment of God? We like to sit there and point out, I don't do that. I don't do that. You might think you don't do that, but in reality, you know, you're blinded. I was blinded by my own, you know, um, I was blinded by my own thoughts, sin, and everything in my life. And I just realized, in all this process, in 18 months, um, I was trying to save this world. Like I wanted to save America. I wanted to to stand up for all of the amazing things that we have in this world, and thought that God was behind that, and I thought God would want that. I thought that this was America was his nation of his new nation, his nation of Zion, and you know, and I do believe that he loves America, but there's a time, and I think the time is getting close, and I think that, um, and I realize very clearly, obviously, and anybody who can't see it, that the bad is winning, the evil is winning. Um, no matter, and it seems like when there's hope, it all falls apart as far as this world goes. In hope in saving what we once cherished, and things are deteriorating fast. And if you can't see um, that it seems like God has stepped back and is allowing it to happen. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, it is very clear to me that um, evil is winning right now in a very crazy way. And it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse. Um, and that's why it's time to focus on Jesus. It's time to get right, and it's time to go all in. All in for Jesus, because he went all in for me. He went all in for us. It is time. I remember used to thinking that when I get old, I'll have more time to focus on Jesus. I ain't getting old. It's time to focus on Jesus now. And so, yeah. Anyways, that was good. And I'm going to do my journal and have a good day. And tomorrow is Sabbath. Woohoo. I got to take a day of rest and sleep in for an hour. Sleep in till 6. Talk to you on Sunday. God bless.